everyone, it's Joan. Thank you for your patience as we merge ourselves into RicoConsign, which is going to be a program that will make us better business people. We'll be able to make better buys or make better products based off of our sales and sales history. Retail 101. So anyhow, today I just want to talk about inputting inventory and the best way to do it to get the biggest bang for your buck. So this is the home screen when you're on a computer. I just went into myself, inventory, and I'm going to add new. And this is what the screen looks like. Product name, short description. We'll talk about category. I'm the consignor, brand. Don't really have to do anything there. And we'll talk about the tax rate, and we'll also talk about products with variants. So here, an example, I guess would be, we're going to put in some peepers. I just got my peeper shipment in, and I have a green frame turquoise peeper. So here, I'm just going to put in product name is Readers. Short description is a green frame tortoise. Category, here we go. So categories, this is going to be a conversation. So here, obviously peepers are an accessory. Belts are an accessory. Glasses are an accessory. Hair accessories, handbags, scarves, socks, and wraps and kimonos. But here I'm going to drill down to the most detail I possibly can. So I'm going to put in Readers. Brand is peepers. Oopsie. And then what you do if you have a brand, and you don't have to add a brand, but if you want to put in a brand because you're tracking to see how our brand does, you can just hit that plus button, add your brand right here, and it'll go in. This isn't going to change. I mean, I can change it because I'm admin, but you're not going to be able to change that. And the only thing that you would have to change here is if you sell any kind of food. In the state of North Carolina, the food tax rate is 2%, and the regular on everything else is 6.75, which is our default tax rate. So if I'm putting in food, I need to put in the consumable tax rate. So this only applies to food items. So just leave this alone if you're selling anything but food, and leave it at the default. This will be for, you can put in notes, you can put in whatever you want there. Photos, you can add them now if you think you want to be able to go online with us when we go online in 2026. Not quite sure when in 26, but in 26. You can do it now, or you can go back and do it later. And then this right here is if you have a standard product. This is, we're not going to use Readers. This is, you have a statue and you only have 3 of them. And it's, you'll be under garden or whatever, it will be over there. But you put the price, the quantity. This doesn't have to be filled out. Today's date, they'll automatically do that for you because that's when we're inputting it. But this low stock threshold is a key. So if you have 3 of them and you want to know your low stock threshold is 1, so you will automatically get an email when you sell 2 of them, meaning that you only have 1 left on hand, and that's where your low stock threshold is. You'll get an email saying, that item XYZ, a statue, has met its low stock threshold. And then you can either add more quantity so we never get to that 0 and run into a problem where we can't bring it in, or it'll give you the signal to go ahead and reorder more because you don't have any more to sell. So, and then you really don't have to do anything here until we go online. So that's just a standard product, one of a kind. It has its category and everything over here, but you really don't need any product variants. So, but we are dealing with Readers and the green frame tortoise, so we're going to have a variant. And our variant is going to be the different strengths of the glasses. And I know here, glasses, eyeglasses. And then these are all my options. These are the way that peepers run, or eyeglasses, Readers glasses run. They start with a strength of 1 and go all the way up to a 3. So here I just kind of pick and choose. And maybe in this glass I only bought it in 1, and maybe I bought it in 2, and maybe I bought it in 3. I didn't do all the other ones in between, and you never know. So when I do that, then I just say, okay, so they're $29.99, and I have 2 of them in a 1.0. I have 1 in a 2.0, but I have to put the price in. And you have to put the price in for each one, only because sometimes when you do clothing, when you get into the extra large sizes, they tend to be $4 or $5 more than the regular sizes. So sometimes you have to raise your prices. And here I have 2. And after I do that, all I do is hit save and then add new item. So that's the basics of that. The other thing I wanted to touch base on in this category over here is we have accessories. They're in alphabetical order according to the category, not the subcategories, the categories. So we have accessories, we have activewear, we have artisan. This is anything that is handmade. And there is a subcategory for everything that is handmade. And like even within the subcategories, there's other categories that drill down to it. And then we have bath and body. And like I said, we have candles, we have clothing. I have coastal decor in here as well as home decor, just so we can distinguish, to see like how much of our sales are actually coming from coastal versus non-coastal, all the crazy things. But anyhow, so they're all there. And what I just want to mention here is if there is a category that's not here or listed, get to me and we can talk about it, because only I can add them in as an admin. And if there are any subcategories that are missing, get to me and I can always add them as well. I think I have everything covered, but one never knows until we actually start working the program. Any questions? Let me know. I will be going into inventory management on the next video. Thanks.